All right, so this is over glazed. However, it's also wildly overhated for what it is. I got it. It's new, it's limited edition, it's designer. It's full price at retail, which is not something I normally do. So hopefully this is great. Not gonna lie, it's not really a blind buy. I smelled it in the store. It smelled good in the store, but you can only do so much as far as analyzing dry down and whatnot. This is Valentino, Valentino Roma, born in goes on forever. Valentino, born in Roma, Rendez-Vous Ivory. This is the men's edition. They also have the Donna version. Didn't get that. My wife got this for me for my birthday. That was a while ago, but now she got me presents. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get it unwrapped. Price point, $165 at Sephora. As best I know, Kohl's, because their access to Sephora and Sephora itself are the only places you can get this particular limited edition fragrance. It's eau de toilette concentration. It's gonna be more of a winter fragrance in my opinion already, even though the opening note is bergamot. It's a lot more going on as far as the middle and base notes. We'll talk about those in just a second. Let's go ahead and do the unboxing itself. The people at Sephora were very, very nice to us. We don't go there very often because it's kind of far away. But there it is, very cool bottle. It's got like a classic kind of like milk glass, kind of like if you ever go like antique stores, you see that white milk glass from like the 1940s and whatnot. Very cool, nice little front there, very elegant. Only comes in this size, so you can't actually get smaller sizes of it or samples or travel sizes. It's just this one size. So there it is. Turn it around because I like to face forward. So far, I think it's a great fragrance. There's a lot of controversy online, and I think that controversy is largely driven by people who get sent PR packs of these from Valentino and other various sellers who push it out there. And I think they overly glazed it, as the kids say these days, and that's kind of an issue. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you my honest impressions. First off, I like the opening, but I don't know how it really reacts on my skin so well. So I know on paper, great opening, and I enjoyed the smell. Definitely leans more towards the winter time, although that's not necessarily true all the time for everybody. That's really more just a personal preference. But with the opening note of bergamot, then we get middle notes of fire. I don't know what kind of fire. Then you get lavender, followed by woody notes and smoke. So I'm thinking it ends up being more smoky. I never got to experience the smoky aspect in the store, obviously, because I just had the paper, and the paper, even if you keep it in your pocket or try to save it, doesn't do all that well as far as maintaining the smell, and certainly can't approximate what the skin, your pH will do. So let's go ahead and spray on skin. Then spray on paper, talk about the opening notes, spray on skin, see if we see any differences or smell any differences, and then we go from there. Empty, empty, empty. There it is. I wish I had a better atomizer for a $165 fragrance, but whatever. Okay, so first of all, it's not fair that they put in the notes lavender somewhere in the middle and bergamot on top, because lavender's right there from the opening. There is no delay to the lavender. The lavender punches through very quickly. That being said, the bergamot also comes through as well. And there's something else going on here. And when I was in the store, I recognized something that I was like, this is not just straight bergamot and fire, I guess, or I assume smokiness is what they're really kind of going for there. It's more than just that. There's something else happening here that it's more gourmand. It's got some kind of gourmandy kind of element to it. It's almost like the lavender is creamy. Imagine the best approximation I can give you. Imagine somebody warms some milk in a kettle or a microwave and put some lavender in there with it. It's kind of like that vibe to it. It's not coffee. It's not like coffee and creamer. It's not a cappuccino note. It's just something kind of laconic and a little bit sweet, and maybe even a little buttery. Like, it's kind of got that vibe to it. So imagine lavender, but having a backing that's a little bit smooth and laconic to it. So that's interesting. And it smells way better in my house than it did at Sephora, because Sephora ends up kind of getting like just smashed with everybody spraying. But yeah, that's really nice. I don't have any complaints. I also have nothing else like that. That lavender, I have lavender fragrances, but I don't have a lavender that ends up being kind of laconic. And I don't know what they mean by fireplace notes. That might be what I'm picking up, but I don't associate like creaminess. It's like creamy smoothness with a fireplace. Fire generally. All right, on skin time. 2 sprays on skin. Let it flash for a second. and talk about those notes for a minute or two. Sorry this video is going long, just because the notes are kind of interesting and different. Or sorry, there's one single note of fire that's very interesting, and also I feel like there's notes that are absent. All right, it's flashed. So the bergamot comes out a little quicker on my skin. That's not shocking. Lavender's a little stronger. Do a quick comparison. Yeah, the bergamot's in there, and I'm starting to get more and more of like a dryness to it. But it also kind of goes along with what I was mentioning. It's kind of like a creamy smoothness with that lavender. So it's like, but yeah, on skin, it's the best way I can describe it. It's smokier on my skin than it is on paper. The paper to me was just a lot of lavender, the bergamot in there as well, and that odd creamy vibe to it. Creamy, like imagine it's like warm milk with a little bit of butter is kind of what I get from it. I mean, it's excellent. I enjoy it. Definitely more appropriate for the winter based on that alone. But on skin, it comes out, that mystery element that I can't quite identify comes out a little bit later. So I'm already kind of getting on skin. That bergamot's all still there. So this is, I'm going to go ahead and say that unless those base woodsy notes of smoke kind of come out hard, I'm going to call this a little bit of a linear fragrance, which is not a bad thing because it's also well blended, very smooth and enjoyable. So even if it's linear and all the notes kind of appear very quickly, it doesn't matter as long as the juice smells good, right? So that's how we're going to look at it from this point on. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the future. I'm going to then let this thing, I'm going to wear this for a few days, even though it's summertime around here. And we're going to go ahead and talk about all the various dry down notes, how they come out, and probably most important to most people, longevity and performance. So see you in a bit. All right, so this is over glazed. However, it's also wildly overhated for what it is. I don't know what else to say other than that as far as perception and what people see online about it. I think there's a lot of paid or I'm gonna say PR packs going out to certain creators, and that's valid. And when you get that, typically what you do is you point out the big things that you love about fragrances, maybe kind of downplay what you don't like. That's valid. You want to keep PR going. You make a living out of doing this. This is a gift from my wife to me, so I got no such intention or desire or biases. This is one that I think smells lovely. It's not some awe-inspiring deviation from the norm. We're like, oh my gosh, this is so niche quality. It's astounding. This is a life. It's not. And what I'm reading online, especially people who are like, I smell it and I can't stand it. I'm so tired of it. I don't like it. I think what's happening is people who collect fragrances, especially designer fragrances, are getting tired of the lavender. I think that's honestly what it is. They were expecting something smoky, nichey, like not typical, and what they ended up with was lavender bergamot, which is not an uncommon DNA, plus those smoky fireplace notes. And some people complain they couldn't smell the smokiness, and they're correct. In the opening and in the middle, you really don't get a lot of smoke. You just get this like vague sense of like incense-y kind of sweetness to it and some woodiness. But it's all very nice. There's nothing wrong with this fragrance. It's a very well blended, well done fragrance, but you have to like lavender. You have to like some little bit of incense-y kind of smoke. And if you were looking for like a smoke bomb coming into this, it's really just a dry down of a little bit of like incense smoke. Smells very nice on the skin and clothing if you spray it there. Overall, it's a great fragrance. Is it overglazed online? Yes. But it's way more overhated. So I think they set up I think the people who they sent the packs out to say, hey, talk up my product from Sephora and whatnot, I think they might have gone a little too hard on it and made it just like seem like it was going to be some new, special, astounding thing. But yeah, so let's go and talk about how performance-wise this goes. So performance-wise, I get about 4 hours of pretty good projection on this. And for the most part, that is going to be the lavender and early on with the bergamot. So that lavender pushes out pretty hard. You get a little bit of smokiness push as well, but it's not as strong. The lavender is what comes out the most. And I will still say this has some kind of creamy, laconic, milky kind of quality to it that is like very well blended in with the lavender. It's definitely more wintertime, fall appropriate, especially once those smoky notes and the fireplace note, which to me just kind of vaguely smells like, for lack of a better term, like heat and wood. That's kind of what it smells like. And I'm sorry I can't describe it better than that, but it really just smells like heat and wood mixed together. Like, if you've ever been in, like, imagine the smell of, like, if you walk into a log cabin with a fireplace roaring in the background. You're not smelling smoke, you're just smelling like the entire atmosphere being warm. That's kind of what I get out of it. But as far as the final dry down of smoke, it's really more like an incense. It's not like you're smelling burnt wood. You're smelling some kind of like sweetened incense. That's what I get from it. But yeah, as far as longevity, 8 hours on skin. Again, first 4 hours project well. In fact, when I first put this on my arm, I sprayed twice on my arm. I went downstairs, I sat and ate a snack. I walked upstairs. That entire interaction took about 30 minutes. And then my wife goes downstairs and she yells up, "You were down here a minute ago, weren't you?" I said, "Yeah." And she's, "I can still smell what you're wearing." So 30 minutes in, you're leaving a pretty big wake on this. So it goes for a good bit longer than that as well as far as the projection. That's pretty good for an EDT formulation. But yeah, overall, great fragrance. Is it overhyped? Yes. Is it overhated? Yes, yes, double yes. There's no basis for this level of hate on this fragrance. It's just a nice, wintry, woody lavender fragrance with, I'll say, some creamy notes in there as well. But yeah, that's my review, guys. Thank you so much for watching.